Our skin has a huge effect on our confidence. If you have acne or are noticing signs of aging like I have, it can be frustrating to waste time and money on products that aren't formulated for you. That's why I recommend Curology. Curology makes personalized prescription skincare products. Curology's personalized prescriptions are formulated to treat your individual skin needs, from acne to the earliest signs of aging. And it's so easy. Just fill out a quiz about your skin, share photos, and a provider will prescribe a personalized formula based on your skin's unique needs. In a clinical trial of 150 Curology patients, 9 out of 10 patients saw an improvement in their acne in 3 weeks. Curology products give you everything you need and nothing you don't without fragrances or parabens. Products are shipped directly to your door every 2 months. Visit Curology.com/pretty for a special offer. That's Curology, CUROLOGY.com/pretty. Offer applies only to your first box. Subject to consultation. New subscribers only.
Isn't it amazing that we live in a world where you can get anything you need when you need it right to your door? So just recently, I came back from a trip. I went all the way to a different country, and I forgot one of the most important things that you need in your everyday life. I forgot my toothpaste. I was so frustrated, but because I was rushing to pack so many things that I couldn't believe that the one thing that I forgot was my toothpaste. But luckily, as soon as I got there, I opened my DoorDash app and I ordered my toothpaste. Not 1, not 2, but 3, because I was like, if I'm already going to order some, might as well just take some back home with me. And this was my first time traveling to this city, so I was not familiar with it. I don't know where the nearest convenience store was at or where I could go find toothpaste. So being able to just open up my DoorDash app and get some toothpaste delivered to me as I stay back and unpack everything else made it so easy. DoorDash, your door to more. Download the DoorDash app now to get almost anything from pet food to snacks to neck braces to alcohol to toothpaste to Joy-Con controllers to headphones to you get it. Must be 21 plus to order alcohol. Drink responsibly. Alcohol available only in select markets. What's up, boss babes? Welcome back to another episode of Pretty Not Smart with your host, Louie, aka the baddest perra.
And Yoatzi. Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about libraries and why they're so library.
That's actually kind of like on the topic that I was going to talk to you about.
What?
So I didn't tell Yoatzi what I was going to bring
scary.
up.
Dude, he likes giving me anxiety like right before every episode. He's like, I'm going to talk about something. I'm like, tell me. He's like,
It's because I want to be able to like have a really natural convo, you guys. And I feel like if I tell her the topic before or something, like you're already thinking about it or you know how you'll have conversations with yourself in your head. And then by the time you're about to say it, you already forgot because you already had it with yourself.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, no, I don't like saying the topic until we're here so that whatever comes out of your brain naturally comes out.
So it wants to be fresh.
Good or bad. Nah, just kidding. No, but that's crazy because it literally has something to do with library.
We really don't ever say that because that was the first thing that came into my head. Louie, what if we're connected?
No, that's your intuition. Have you ever done those like little challenges on TikTok?
Yeah, and I always fail them.
No, dude, it always has me shook how right I get it. Like the other day, fucking weird ass fucking shit.
The ones that are like, just go with your intuition. Don't second guess it. Just click whatever you think.
So like, for example, I was doing the little test. And the first one is like, just go with your intuition. Literally, don't second guess it. The first one was like 3 people, like 3 little just mannequins. And I said to choose one. So I chose like one of them. And it was the exact same one. And I was like, yeah. Like, that it was only 3. So I was like, that could have been like a fucking, what are the odds? And then the second one, I forgot what it was, but I also got it right. But same thing. It was something like kind of small where like the chances are really big for you to get it right. And the third one scared the fuck out of me.
You got it right too?
Okay, so this one was like pick a number 1 through 100. 1 through 100. So I was like, okay, the odds of me getting this right is like 1 out of 99. So I'm like sitting in the first number that comes to my head was 78. No, 73. And I was just like, I thought about the first number and I was like, okay, 7, second number 3. Bitch, I go to the next one, it was 73. And I was like,
that's scary.
that one scared me.
You're psychic.
No, it just scared me because I'm like, dude, out of all like 100 numbers, I'm going to guess that one right.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's crazy. I feel like they're cheating though.
Bitch, they edited it real quick.
I just feel like there's some kind of like math or science behind it. Like, I just feel like they're like, okay, according to like a study, most people will pick somewhere between this range and this range.
I've seen something like that in the comments. Somebody was like, that's like psychological or some shit like that. And I was like,
it's something, I feel like it has something to do with like our brains and how they work. But I mean, to still get it like spot on is kind of crazy.
But I did see like, because I wanted to see like in the comments if I was like the only one. And there was like a few that were like, oh my God, I got that. But then a lot that were like, I didn't. So I was like, I was like, this is weird. But
and I do really those tests sometimes, but I'll say there's like 5 questions, I'll get like 3 right or 2 right, and I'm like, nah. The other ones I'm like, nah, fuck you. I'm like, I'm horrible at this.
You're like, that's enough to make me feel smart.
Yep.
Okay, so before we get into this episode, we're gonna go into Yoatzi's dumbass fact of the day. So what is your fucking stupid fact?
Scary.
What is it?
Okay.
Bitch.
Okay, no, for real. I think I have already told Louie this one, but I don't think I've told you guys this one, and it's a good one.
Okay.
It's about sleep paralysis. So did you know that when you get sleep paralysis, it's because your brain wakes up before your body does.
Oh, yeah.
So your brain wakes up and it doesn't send the signal quick enough to your body. So like when you wake up, your eyes open, right? You're like, good morning. But something in your brain happens. I'm not exactly sure the science behind it because I'm not that smart. But I just know that like your brain se prende and it's like, good morning. But your body's like... Your body's still like asleep. So what happens is that your brain is so smart, it makes you think that you opened your eyes when you didn't.
Wait, what?
Oh.
So your eyes aren't really open when you have sleep paralysis? Yes, they are.
It feels real. When you have sleep paralysis, you're fucking dead asleep, bitch.
No, because I've seen people be like, I looked to the side and my partner was right there.
Exactly. So your brain is so smart and we're just like super smart that it remembers everything how it's supposed to be. You know your partner or you're sleeping alone is there. But that's why people will hallucinate and they'll see things that aren't there. Like they'll see like a Chucky in the corner.
Or like a sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah, and you can't move because your body's still asleep.
So it could be like, that like you already have that picture memory. So you're like asleep, your brain's picturing it, but it's so vivid that you're like, oh my God, I'm awake right now. But that's why people explain like demons because maybe they're scared, so their like brain will like create a demon.
Yeah. So it's been a while since I got sleep paralysis, but the last time I had it, nothing scary happened, but I just can't move and I can just see my room and I'm just like staring into my room and I'm like, hello, like what's going on? And I'm just like, oh my God. And I start getting anxiety. I start like freaking myself out. So I can feel my heart rate going like crazy because I'm like, fuck, I'm getting sleep paralysis. But then I'll just end up going back to sleep, dude. Just like, and then the morning I'm like, oh my God, I got sleep paralysis last night.
Well, the next time I get sleep paralysis, I'm going to think of William Levy.
So
he pops up in the corner. I'm like,
you're like, hello.
I'm going to stay here all night.
My mom, she was telling me, well, this happened like a month ago or 2 months ago. Remember, she got sleep paralysis. I think I told you guys last season, but she got it again. And she keeps saying she sees like a zombie girl like on top of her with like a dead girl with like long hair. It's all me. I'm like,
you after a cruda.
I'm like, Mom. No, it's just like this mona all scary, just like staring at my mom like ding ding. And my mom's just like, and she can't wake up. And I'm like, it's okay, it's sleep paralysis.
I kind of hate talking about sleep paralysis because I've never experienced it and I feel like I'm gonna jinx myself. And I really don't want to experience that. I'm like so scared of it. Even though it's like mind fucks, but like just the thought of like me not being able to move. I don't know. That sounds scary.
I don't know. You're just literally stuck there. And but good, like me. Thankfully, my last couple ones haven't been like scary. I'm just like, hello. I'm just kind of staring there, but I still get freaked out because I realize what's going on and I'm like flipping the fuck out. And I'm like,
I didn't know that it was based off of your mind, like picture perfecting the world, so you're like still asleep. I really thought where you were going with this was that your mind can't send the signal to your body. So like your brain's awake, so that means you open your eyes, but like you can't move because your body's still like sleep. So that doesn't connect.
Your literal whole body is asleep. Like your eyes are still shut, but our brains just have such a good memory that you feel like you're awake.
Somebody verify that, because Yoatzi has some dumbass facts.
It's real, I promise.
We'll see in the comment section below. We're like after the break.
No breaks.
No, yeah. Okay, so now that we're done with Yoatzi's fucking stupid ass fact, I wanted to talk about something.
You want to talk about mother?
We have a whole like episode about like mom jokes.
I imagine.
Like, your mother, so. No,
just back and forth.
No, so because it's like we're in the season, 'tis the season.
With Christmas?
Of graduations.
Oh, boring.
You're like, I already did my time.
I did my time in prison.
No, I have a genuine question to ask you. So considering you graduated. Oh, by the way, congratulations to all the grads of 2024. Woo! Or you know what? Any fucking year, if you graduated, congratulations. That's amazing. And I hope you nor anybody else tries to belittle that, because that's really important.
That's sickening.
And yeah, we're proud of you.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, as a graduator from 1972, no, as like somebody who graduated and is a CEO and co-founder. Nah, just kidding. How do you feel having your diploma and have gone to school, but not like have continued with what you studied for? Like, that's always a question that I have, because I'm like, do you feel like you wasted your time, or do you feel like, oh, like I have something to fall back on, or do you feel like, no, like sickening, I did that, or like,
it can go multiple ways. So I feel like le estaba echando muchas ganas a la escuela before the social media thing took off, because I was like, oh my God, that's literally going to be my job. Like, I have to echarle las ganas. But if I'm being 100% honest, I think I had 2 years left when social media, or like a year left when social media started kicking off for me. So my last year, ya no le eché muchas ganas, because I knew that I wasn't going to pursue my career.
You were just, you're like, I'm at the finish line.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I need to finish. I didn't want to quit because I had a whole year left, and I had been in school for like 6 years already in college. Because I went to a community college, and then I transferred to CSU, California State University, Monterey Bay. So, yeah, I did my time, and I was like, okay, I have to finish. I have to fucking graduate. And I was really excited to walk and graduate, but then fucking COVID happened, because I graduated in 2020.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So I didn't get to walk. You know what's so crazy that trips me the fuck out about what happened?
What?
So in CSUMB, in order to graduate, you have to pass this thing called the capstone.
Bitch, they start preparing you for that stupid shit since the moment you walk in.
The moment you walk in, and it's so fucking stupid. I don't know if all CSUs make you do this, but I don't think they do. But you basically have to write this big ass, fat ass research paper on a topic that has to do with your major. And it's basically like you're writing your fucking master's degree. Like, you know, for the master's program, that's how you graduate. You end up writing this big ass fucking big ass book of research that you did. So they're kind of prepping you for that. But one of the big things when you finish your big ass book at CSUMB, we have the capstone ceremony, and you have to present your project to like the whole graduating capstone senior class and like your guests and all of that. And I have a really big fear of presentations.
I remember you telling me about this back then.
I don't know what it is. Getting in front of a classroom makes me sick to my stomach, and I hate it. And I hated it so much. But like now, if me and you were to do like a live show, that doesn't really make me nervous like that.
I think it's different because you know that the people who are like at the live show like appreciate and love you, and like they already know
like
of you.
Work. Oh,
but I feel like it's very different when it's strangers, where you're just like open to criticism.
And they're just like staring. Oh, no me daba tanta cosa.
Yeah.
But I remember before the capstone, I was like, please, God, I need anything and everything to happen in order for me not to present this capstone project in front of the school. And it's like a must. You have to present. If you don't present, you don't graduate. So like 2 years prior to us, one of the senior classes, the lights went out in all of CSUMB. So they couldn't do their capstone presentation. And I was like, I hope that happens again, please. Like I was literally shitting myself, and I had like 3 months left of school. And then that's when COVID started happening.
Yeah.
Like I was still going to school and there was rumors that school might shut down, but it wasn't a given. And there was rumors and I was like, please, 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 like COVID happened. I don't want to present. And at the end of the day, I mean, I fucking hate COVID and what it did to us, but I didn't get to present because of it.
And you still passed.
And I passed. We still had to do a video of us presenting our capstone project, but video is nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
I didn't have no one staring at me. I presented and I was like, and I passed.
Sickening, and she got her degree.
But yeah, I have my degree and it makes me really sad because I feel like I worked so hard, especially on that capstone project. I did the most. I went above and beyond to make sure I got like a really high grade on it. And I worked day and night on it. And I got my degree, but I didn't do anything with it. My degree's just like in a box somewhere right now in my house. So it makes me sad that I didn't like pursue anything with my career.
Yeah, because I feel like, I mean, everybody has like a different situation, but I've seen so many people who will like even finish like college with their degree or whatever, and then they end up doing something completely different from what they studied. And that's like a mind fuck, because I've had this conversation with people as well, where it's like, yeah, we're like mini adults, but we're still like at a young age where we're trying to discover ourselves.
Yeah.
So for you to make such a big like commitment to what you want to study at like a young age, thinking, okay, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, hopefully. Like, I feel like we're still really young to make a decision like that. And we haven't even had like that break to fully discover ourselves and what we like. Because think about it. You start applying to colleges like 17, 18.
When you're still in high school.
You're still a teenager. And then you're supposed to make that decision of like what you want to study. And yeah, people do change it as they go. Yeah. But then that ends up adding more years to like what you're studying. Yeah. Or people feel like halfway and they're like, fuck, I want to change it because that's not what I want to do, but like, do I really want to do this shit all over again?
Be discouraging.
Yeah, all right, we're all discouraging everybody.
No, it's just like real life problems. And you know what, También, now that you bring it up, remember how me and you were having that convo a few days ago about our frontal cortex developing at 25?
Yeah.
You're making these big ass decisions without your frontal cortex fully developing.
Explain what that is, because some people are like, what the fuck is that? I don't even know what that was until yesterday.
So according to like science, when you hit 25, that's when is it your frontal cortex or your, what is it? Alex is going to look it up, but something in our brain fully finishes developing at 25 years old. So you might catch yourself making some big ass crazy decisions when you're 25, or like something,
or like more wiser.
You, like you're like, like you just turned 25 and like your whole life just wants to switch all of a sudden, because your brain is like fully developed and it's like mature. You have mature brain now at 25. So in case you didn't know, now you know. So don't make like crazy decisions before 25, because it's your prefrontal cortex. I said frontal cortex, but your prefrontal cortex.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And me and Louie were talking about it because Louie's not 25 yet.
Almost.
And I told him that when I was 25, I made some pretty hectic
religious choices.
Some pretty hectic decisions. I left a really toxic relationship when I was 25 after being stuck in it for like so long.
Como que le cayó el 20.
Me cayó el pinche 20 and I was like, ay no, ya. So like, that's just weird. And then I was talking to somebody else that they made like crazy decisions when 25. So I'm curious as to what Louie's gonna do when he's 25.
Yeah, because like the reason I came up is because we had a friend who got out of like a really toxic relationship that they've been in like on and off for a while.
Right. That's why it came up.
And in the past, they were like, dude, I knew I should have like left, but like I couldn't. Like I was just stuck there. And they're like, and before we said about the 25 and like frontal whatever the fuck you have. Yeah, we were
just like casually talking.
And they were like, and then out of nowhere, like I just woke up and I was like, I'm done. Like,
I'm fucking over it.
Like they were like, and I don't understand how, because it was like fucking months and months and months of like trying to get out of it and dealing with so much shit. And I don't know where they were like,
like all random too.
Yeah. So, and then that's where we got into the combo of like the frontal brain.
And then I was like, wait, how old are you?
Yeah.
And she was like, 25. I was like, oh, and I was like, it's true. It's real.
Show you something. But and then we had like another friend who also made like a really big decision. They also just turned 25 not too long ago. So it was just a coincidence that we were like, oh shit.
It says, Miss having me read, fun fact. It says, this is because the brain's frontal lobe, especially the prefrontal cortex, isn't fully mature until around age 25. The development of the prefrontal cortex of the frontal lobe. Boring. I don't
What
get it.
the? I was like,
Yeah, you
I
had me
checked
read
out.
the hardest thing ever. Long story short, your brain isn't mature until age 25. Do you believe it's true?
I can see that because I feel like with me right now, I already feel changes, like me wanting something to change. I'm like, I'm getting hairier. I'm just kidding. No, I just feel like change is coming and stuff, but I feel like I'm still scared. Bitch.
He's all gonna, when he turns 25 in August, he's gonna come back to the podcast all mature. He's like, I don't think I want to do this
I come
anymore.
in a suit. I'm like, this is so immature.
He gets rid of all the purple. It's all like black now.
I make it all like nude. Right.
Nude and black and gold.
Noon, bitch. Noon and black. Fuck you.
Fuck you. I wonder if we're gonna see a big change from Louie.
We'll see. We have a couple of months.
How many months do we have? June, July. We have 3 months, my
3
love.
months. So if y'all see me in a tux and a briefcase, y'all know why.
You have to come in a tux after your 25th birthday.
I'll go back to college. I drop out.
like-
I drop
I'm done with social media. I'm gonna pursue my college life. I'm gonna go become a doctor.
bitch, for real. You're like, oh shit.
He becomes a plastic surgeon.
Wait, that'd be kind of sickening, actually.
Beep, beep, beep.
No, but going back to like the whole college and shit like
yeah,
that.
we got off track.
I was asking you about that question, like how it made you feel. Because sometimes with me, because I also went to college, the same college as Yoatzi, CSUMB.
Mm-hmm.
And I was 2 years in. And I was very much like Yoatzi, where I was just like, oh, I'm halfway. Like, do I finish? Should I not finish? Like, what do I do? And I made the decision to drop out. And sometimes I do sit with that thought and I get like kind of sad about it.
Why?
Because I don't know. And that's what I try to sit with myself. I'm like, am I sad because it's such a, how would I word it? It's like such a, it's like a norm, I guess. Not a norm, but it's like a gender norm. No, it's like something that it's like almost written for us. Like if you don't go to college, you're automatically labeled as like a failure, no matter what.
But like if you're doing really well off, I don't think so.
No, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's where the other side of me like ends up talking myself out. But sometimes I do sit there and I'm like, like for example, when we went to Andrea's graduation, and then obviously we didn't get to go to your graduation, but I still remember it being like such a big thing. I like sit there and I'm like, I didn't get my degree. Like I do get sad about it sometimes.
Like you didn't get to like graduate.
Yeah, or it happened to me, I want to say last year, where I still follow very few people who I went to high school with. And seeing them post like their grad pictures and stuff, I was like, because I was like, I didn't graduate.
I know, I see that too because I stopped going to college, and so many people that I went to high school with got like their masters. Some are gonna be lawyers.
Yeah.
Some are starting to be doctors. So I see, and I'm like, oh shit, you did that shit.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy, and I am thankful for not going that route because I feel like my life would have been so different if I did go that school route. But don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, I feel really happy knowing that I have a backup plan. So like if social media doesn't work out, which I hope it fucking works out forever.
Forever, you're like 90 still doing social media.
No,
you're like, get ready
Or
with
like-
me to change my diaper.
bitch. No, like I hopefully I do something on the side, right? But you made me lose my train of thought because of the diaper.
I'm waiting.
I'm like, what was I saying? Oh, I have a backup plan. So if it doesn't work out, I do have my bachelor's degree in liberal studies because I wanted to go be a teacher. So I can just go back, take my CSAT and DSAT, or whatever the tests are called, and I can get my credentials, get my master's, and become a teacher.
Yeah, I feel like what you studied and stuff is like really important because I feel like there's always teachers that are needed. Like always. You can never have enough teachers. So I feel like that's definitely something that you can like get back into and stuff.
Yeah. And also I really like that I picked that major because I got to take so many child development classes because I knew I was going to work with kids. So I had to learn how kids work and everything. So I learned so much from those classes. Those classes literally stuck in my brain, like how kids work from the moment they're born till like they're teenagers.
Yeah.
So I see it, and I still remember my classes when Travis is doing something. I'm like, it's because you're an adolescent, huh?
You're all
Like, I know
categorizing
what's
him.
going on.
You go back into your research paper.
I add to it. I'm like, just in case.
Travis deletes it.
So you don't need this shit.
He's like, fuck the books. I'm just kidding. No, yeah, but with me sometimes, I see this as like a big conversation on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen it. But there's a lot of people, I feel like especially with like Latino influencers, I feel like it's a really big thing for a lot of like Latinos coming into the US. Like our parents made those sacrifices to come here and give us like, so I feel like I've definitely heard a lot of people with that pressure being like, I have to go to college or like to make our parents feel proud and like, you know, let them know that like all the sacrifices that they did were like worth it and stuff. So I've seen some people like do some backlash and like shit on like a lot of, I feel like especially with Latino influencers being like, you didn't go to college, that's fucking embarrassing, like you didn't continue your education.
Damn.
Or with some people, like I'm not gonna lie, I do see it, like some people like they'll try to like glorify like just dropping out and be like whatever.
I know what you're talking about. I did see something like that.
Yeah, but like I just wanted to say with like my case, I've always said this and I'll keep saying it forever, is that school is not for everybody.
Right.
And for me, school was a constant reminder that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't smart enough, that I wasn't able to keep up with everybody, that I was slower than everybody. Like since fucking elementary school, you guys, I was always being taken out of class. And I remember people would like bully me for it. Like, it was like read 180 because I couldn't read. Yeah. It was like, or going with like the teachers. I feel like a lot of like, Hispanics might have gone through this because we spoke primarily Spanish when we were little. So I would get pulled like at random times in class so they could teach me English.
Oh, I remember that. Or they'd test us on the side with like a one-on-one with a teacher. And I was like, again.
It was so freaking frustrating. But I feel like for school for me was always like a constant reminder for that. So when I was like trying to make the decision of like continuing school or not, I never want to promote or like say don't go to school. That's not what I'm saying. I think everybody has their own path. And that's why I also say like school's not for everybody. Because I think if you're still in school and you like get your degree and you do or you're studying whatever, that's so fucking amazing. Like I'm so proud of Yoatzi and Andrea for doing that because that shit's not easy. Like because I've been through some of it and I didn't even get to finish. So I can't imagine what it is to do all of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will take that as like, we're trying to push to not go to school and to like just drop out of school and like fuck that. But like that's definitely not what it is. Like I feel like in my case, the only reason I allowed it to be an option and the only reason I made that decision is because I was making a lot of money on the side. Right. And for me, it wasn't like, let me drop out and like stay in my couch and like just eat chips and like fuck everything and like parents go work. No, for me, I was like, if I'm going to drop out, it's because I'm going to push myself to make enough money to not only take care of myself, but take care of my parents. Right. So me giving myself that pass, I was like, hey, Louie, if you drop out, like I literally held myself accountable. I was like,
it was like a pass, but for like a really good reason.
Yeah. And I was just like, you're not going to let this shit slide and like, it's not going to work. Like I remember telling myself, I was like, hey, if you're going to drop out, you're going to make this shit work 2 times or 5 times better than what you think it's gonna be.
Right. That's the right mentality to have.
Yeah. So it was just a whole fucking difficult thing. But I feel like if you guys are in that place where, you know, you don't know whether you should go to college or not, or it's difficult, or you do want to go to college, like I feel like everybody has their own path. It's already written out for you. Yes. And I feel like as long as because there's so many different versions of success to people. Right. Somebody can look at like both of us and they'll literally be like, I mean, even if I am making a good amount of like income, they're like, well, you didn't go to college, so you're not successful and like, you're dumb as fuck. And then you have your degree and they're like, well, you went to college and you got your degree, so you're fucking smart as fuck.
And we're all pretty not smart.
No, but I feel like there's so many different, I guess, ways to be successful. Yeah. And I feel like as long as, you know, you're still making money or at least even enough money to take care of yourself, like I feel like nobody should put you down for that. Yeah.
Our skin has a huge effect on our confidence. If you have acne or are noticing signs of aging like I have, it can be frustrating to waste time and money on products that aren't formulated for you. That's why I recommend Curology. Curology makes personalized prescription skincare products. Curology's personalized prescriptions are formulated to treat your individual skin needs, from acne to the earliest signs of aging. And it's so easy. Just fill out a quiz about your skin, share photos, and a provider will prescribe a personalized formula based on your skin's unique needs. In a clinical trial of 150 Curology patients, 9 out of 10 patients saw an improvement in their acne in 3 weeks. Curology products give you everything you need and nothing you don't without fragrances or parabens. Products are shipped directly to your door every 2 months. Visit Curology.com/pretty for a special offer. That's Curology, CUROLOGY.com/pretty. Offer applies only to your first box. Subject to consultation. New subscribers only.
Isn't it amazing that we live in a world where you can get anything you need when you need it right to your door? So just recently, I came back from a trip. I went all the way to a different country, and I forgot one of the most important things that you need in your everyday life. I forgot my toothpaste. I was so frustrated, but because I was rushing to pack so many things that I couldn't believe that the one thing that I forgot was my toothpaste. But luckily, as soon as I got there, I opened my DoorDash app and I ordered my toothpaste. Not 1, not 2, but 3, because I was like, if I'm already going to order some, might as well just take some back home with me. And this was my first time traveling to this city, so I was not familiar with it. I don't know where the nearest convenience store was at or where I could go find toothpaste. So being able to just open up my DoorDash app and get some toothpaste delivered to me as I stay back and unpack everything else made it so easy. DoorDash, your door to more. Download the DoorDash app now to get almost anything from pet food to snacks to neck braces to alcohol to toothpaste to Joy-Con controllers to headphones to you get it. Must be 21 plus to order alcohol. Drink responsibly. Alcohol available only in select markets.
So, like, I like what you were saying, that school is not for everybody, because I 100% agree with that. But I do think that basic... Oh, shit, excuse me. I know. Your basic kinder to senior year in high school is kind of like necessary.
Oh,
and
yeah, I
it's
feel like that's like
important.
general education.
But I think it's like really important because I know I've had some friends that unfortunately weren't able to finish high school because, you know, life gets difficult. But
Yeah.
and sometimes just people don't. They're like, say some people rather go work than go finish their high school. And I get it because sometimes we need to like to help with our family. We need to help go work anywhere to just like help our parents with money or whatever the case is. But if you are able to, I really think that it's super important to focus on at least your kinder to senior year in high school. And like, I know sometimes it might be cool to like party and like fuck school, like all that shit. But I feel like that is your basic like need, you know?
I feel like that's a must no matter what.
It's such a must. And like, I really think it's really important, and it's going to help you just navigate through life. You learn so much in high school. Like, it might not be super like smart stuff that you learn in high school because sometimes teachers like suck, unfortunately. But you learn a lot of like street smarts and other things just by like going to school and, you know, things like that. So I think that that's really important. So although you might not want to finish high school.
Yeah, and like literally what you said, like some teachers aren't always like good.
Yeah.
I don't want to come here and bash teachers because at the end of the day, like anybody who's spending their time to educate the future generation, thank you guys.
Yes.
And
thank you to all of you wonderful teachers who work hard every single day for our little ones and our really bad teenagers.
Yeah, but I like going off of like what you said about like some teachers aren't that amazing. It's like some teachers just unfortunately don't really care about like the students.
No, 100%. I feel like I got to experience so many teachers that I feel like it's just like a paycheck to them.
They go straight off the book. They're like, just read this and write a paper.
Yes, dude. I had so many teachers that like were just like, just read that, figure it out, and they're just in the back like,
and then you like ask them a question, they're like, And I'm like, well, bitch, this is not why you're here.
I'm like, bitch, I don't want to just read off a book. Like, talk to me, teach to me, you know?
And I feel like that's why I struggled so much with like learning some things, because a lot of my class, especially in high school, were based off of just like reading and writing. writing.
Ugh.
And when I would ask a question, that's why I get so frustrated sometimes, because I'm like, I would ask a question and they'd be like kind of being
like, are you dumb?
yeah. And I'm like, well, clearly, because I'm asking you like a bunch of times and you're not helping.
Yeah.
And they just be like, read it again and read it slowly. I'm like, I tried that, my love.
Some teachers would just be like, don't ask dumbass questions.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I just need clarity.
Like, I don't get it.
But I will say, there was this teacher of mine in middle school. Fuck, I wanted to give her a little shout out about her. Fuck, oh my God, I feel angry at myself for not remembering her name, because she was such an important role in my school.
Oh my God.
She's somebody that I will forever think about.
Middle school?
It was elementary school and middle school. It's gonna come to me. But basically, in elementary school, it was already that time. I mean, yeah. It was already that time where I was feeling like I wasn't good enough. I wasn't capable of like learning anything. And I remember this teacher had a huge passion for reading. Like huge. And I was like, I didn't care for it, because I was just like, I'm that type of person where like I'll read and my mind wanders the moment that I read the first word. I'm like, I'm thinking of something else. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't fucking read. And I had this teacher in 5th grade. And I remember we would like do popcorn read. Like she would do all those stuff to like make it fun, right? Yeah. But even then I was like, I'm over it.
What the fuck is popcorn read?
You don't remember popcorn reading? Like, say I'd start and then I'd have to choose the next person. I'm like, you read. And then you
cute.
Have to
okay. I didn't
like,
know it's called popcorn.
I think so.
I think it sounds about right.
I'm like, with tapatío. But yeah, so she would find ways to make it like really interesting, and her goal was for all of us to fall in love with reading.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, and I was like, bullshit.
Never gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, good luck.
I was all drawing on the books. No, just kidding. And like, keep in mind, I was in 5th grade, so my frontal lobe was already developed. No, just kidding.
No, it was not.
No, but like 5th grade, you already feel like you know what you want and shit. And I was like, girl, I'm never gonna fall in love with reading. But she was so cute, and like I remember even as a like. I feel like if a 5th grader does this now, people would like clown on them and shit. But like she would sit us all in a little circle, almost like we were still in like kindergarten. Aww. And she would read to us. So we'd like sit there, and like in the middle, she would even let us bring our snacks.
My 5th grade teacher would do the same thing.
Really? Like sit you guys in a little circle?
Not in a circle, but in our desks. And she would tell us like, take out your chips, lay your head down, and just listen to me read to you guys. Well,
mine wasn't lay your head down. Nah, right? She would have been like,
wait the fuck up.
We would like sit down, get comfortable. We sit with our buddies, and she would read to us. But she had a really interesting way of like reading, and really like she would change her voice a little bit. It wasn't anything cringy where she was like, God damn it. No, it was like just so captivating. Yeah. So she would draw us into the book, and I remember all into it? Yeah, I remember for the first time ever. Oh fuck, I don't remember the name of the book either. I wish I did. It was like something about like a fucking white bear or something like that. But it was like I remember her showing us, and it was this thick ass book, and the letters were all tiny. And I was like, girl, you really think we're gonna like, you really think I'm gonna be able to sit through all this? Yeah. But I ended up actually really looking forward to reading that book with her. Oh, or like
how cute.
Us reading it. Like I feel like that was one of the first times that I got into a book like that. Because if it wasn't like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I literally gave no fucks because I couldn't understand what the fuck the book was saying. So I remember we would sit there and like listen to her read, and I would like look forward to it. And we actually finished the whole book, and I remember a lot about that book, and I've even thought about now like buying it and trying to reread it. Ooh, because I feel like that book made such a huge impact. It made me feel like I could read a book. I don't know, as stupid as that
like
sounds.
You could get into a book.
Yeah. And I love her so much. I'm gonna remember her name. But I remember her pulling me aside, because 5th grade, dude, my reading level, I don't know if like that's still a thing everywhere. Like
I think it is. They still measure kids' reading levels.
So I don't know where y'all's was, but my reading level in 5th grade was like 1.5 to like really 2.5. Oh, so that meant I was reading at a first grade to 2nd grade level. And everybody in 5th grade was either reading like at a 3 something or like a 4, or even like there was a girl in our school who was reading like a 8 something. Yeah. So I remember her being like pulling me aside and being like, my goal to you is like, I'm going to get your reading score up. And I was like, because of so many teachers like not
they don't really care.
Yeah, and like not really believing in me. I didn't really think that was possible for me. But basically, to not make the fucking story longer, she did end up getting my reading level to my grade. And I
Oh my
remember being
gosh,
so shocked.
Sydney.
And that was not with like her sitting there giving me answers, because we would always have to take these little tests throughout the year to like see where our reading level was at. And I remember her just helping me read more. I remember in the library, she would go with me. She's like, I know your reading level says you can't, but try reading this book. And she would get it for me.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, because if I were to put my like little ID number and get that book,
it wouldn't let you.
Yeah, that librarian would be like, shut up.
That's dumb.
So she would get like harder books for me, and like I would read them. So she would like kind of like challenge my brain a little bit.
Yeah.
And it did really well because my reading level went so high. I ended up like sometimes hanging out with this teacher after school or like during like lunch.
Oh, you're cute.
And yeah, she was such a big help. And then when I went to middle school, I went to 6th grade, whatever. Then 7th grade, to my surprise, she was my teacher again.
Ah, she sounds like Miss Honey from Matilda.
Oh, oh my God, I swear.
Honey.
Very those vibes. Yeah.
Oh.
And I remember, like, I feel like the love for each other was, all right, we're on the love was very mutual, because I remember walking into my 7th grade class. I already thought I was like all grown up and like super cool and shit. And I didn't think it was going to be her because she was stuck in our elementary school.
Right.
And I don't know, she would like jump over to our middle school. And I remember I walked into class and she was like, oh my gosh, like I knew you were going to be in my class. And I was like, oh. And I even like hugged her.
Oh, yeah.
And she
I want
was
to know
like,
who it is.
I'm going to remember her name, you guys. I promise.
Do you remember her face?
Yes, perfectly.
Aww.
And yeah, so I walked into 7th grade and she was my teacher. She even gave me a hug. And I remember she cared about all of her students so much, but like with me, I don't know if she was just so happy how much she was able to push me and like get me to do really good.
Yeah,
I remember like in 7th grade, I was being like a rebel.
Aye.
And my grades were really bad. My reading score was really low again. And I remember she made that same promise that she was going to help me get into it again. And she did.
Oh, she's so cute. You know, those are the teachers that deserve a big ass fucking gold medal and a raise.
And I always wish I could like go back and like thank her for that, because she made me feel like I was capable. Yeah. And she just genuinely had so much passion with like all her students. And
sweet lady.
Yeah. So thank you to all the teachers that are like that and like give us students, especially at a younger age, the ¿cómo se llama? The push
that
or reminder that we are capable of, because that was such, I mean, I'm fucking about to turn 25 and I still remember that shit.
Yeah, I feel like teachers make a really big impact on kids growing up.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes they just need that one teacher. Like, have you seen the movie Freedom Writers?
Oh, yes. Oh my God, same like that.
Movie so much, because if you guys have never seen it, it's basically like a school that's in a really, really bad area, and it's just like unfortunately not doing well, and the kids don't care. It's gang related, drug related, like it's a really bad school. And all the kids mainly worry about their safety and if they're gonna live the next day, because it's like really scary where they're living and what's going on. And one of the teachers, she's like, I'm going to try to get these students like above and beyond. And like all the other teachers laugh like, you got worst of the worst.
Miss Crawshaw. I just remembered.
Miss Crawshaw? Wait, I remember you talking about Miss Crawshaw. Yeah.
Sorry, she just like came to me and I was like, I need to say it before I forget.
Miss Crawshaw. Shout out to Miss Crawshaw.
So if anybody knows Miss Crawshaw, she used to work in Watsonville. Tell her I said thank you so much. Or if she's still teaching. But sorry, continue. I just needed to say that. You were saying the teacher.
Oh, yeah. The teacher was just like, I'm going to help these students like graduate high school, because they were like really, really bad. And everyone's like, like everybody else. Long story short, she made her kids really into school. She made teaching fun for them. Yeah. And they ended up loving it. And they all graduated high school. And she like moved up classes with them. And if you've never watched Freedom Writers, watch it. And
it's based on a true story.
It's based on a true story. It's a real class. And it's a really good story.
But that reminds me too. I actually I don't remember how long after. I think I was already living in LA. I went back to Watsonville, and dude, I ran into her.
Oh, did you?
Yes, and it was the cutest thing ever, because she still remembered me. And I think I went up to her. I was like, "Wait, Miss Crawshaw, do you remember me?" She's like, "Oh my God!" And it was so cute, because in Watsonville, you guys, I was on the newspaper, and the local newspaper was like really important, like in Watsonville. Yeah. And it was distributed all over like Santa Cruz County. So Watsonville is still sometimes part of that county. It was in Watsonville too. And she was just asking me like how I was doing and everything. And she was like, she ended up saying she saw me in the newspaper and that she kept it. And she was like, I'm so proud of you and like everything. And like, I was just like, oh, and I just thought it was really cute because obviously that whole article was pushing on me doing like social media and being in Watsonville.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I was
We
just
need
like,
to.
oh
I
my
have
God.
your magazine somewhere. We need to frame it somewhere in here.
For real, I have hella copies in my house.
Yeah, I remember when that happened when Louie came out in the newspaper. My dad and me and everybody went
Was
around
hunting
town and we were
down.
like getting all of them.
It was
just, like,
crazy.
it was such a like a big moment for like Louie to get such recognition in our little town of Watsonville.
And I was on the cover.
He was the cover. He's still like,
yes, I was wearing like my big ass blue. I wasn't wearing like Tejanas yet, but I was wearing like a big old blue hat. I was basically my version of Tejana. And oh my God, that was crazy. I had a full face of makeup on. I was like my nails, and I was like, oh.
full long nails y todo.
Wow, we need to find that.
We need to we'll post it on Pretty Not Smart Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Because I know my mom has it framed.
Yeah, we have it somewhere. Like I know I still have like 1,000 copies somewhere.
Yeah, me too.
It's such a cute little moment.
Yeah, no, that definitely was like a moment. Like for Watsonville, I felt like I was in the cover of Vogue.
Y'all Vogue Watsonville.
First is Vogue and this is Watsonville. I was like, get into it.
You know what this topic made me think about?
What?
Wait, did you see my Pretty Not Smart necklace?
Yes, I keep looking at
Where's
it.
yours?
I was in the gym. I wasn't going to lose it. Yoatzi got us some matching Pretty Not Smart fucking chains drip down, iced out. They look exactly like our neon sign, but they're just so fucking beautiful. And even like the colors, it's pink and purple.
Shout out to Mio Santori for custom making this piece for me. We've been working on it for, I want to say, since before last season ended.
Really?
Yeah, I told him and I was like, hey, I really want like a really nice iced out piece. And yeah, it took a while to get the design like perfect and like the sizing. And I was like, I hope Louie likes it.
This is my first like legit like
chain
and custom. Like
Me
one
too,
of one.
bitch. One of one.
Fucking beautiful. Bitch.
I'll get girls.
I was gonna say y'all get like pink grills. Okay, wait, what were you saying though?
It reminds me of La Llorona.
What?
Pascualitas making a comeback. No.
Oh, I thought you were being serious.
No,
I was like, what
how unfortunately a lot of the public schools fail us.
Like, what do you mean?
Like education level.
Oh.
And I think it just has to do with the location that we're at and the, ¿cómo se llama? Like low income areas of where we live. Because me and Louie growing up, Watsonville, I think back in the day was considered low income, Watsonville. Because a lot of the people that work there are the families, the parents work in the fields of Watsonville. Watsonville is full of agriculture. There's strawberries, raspberries, like any berry.
That's why we're Fresaville.
We're Fresaville. And my parents worked in the fields of Watsonville. So a lot of those families live in Watsonville because that's all they could afford at the time. And it's a low income community. So a lot of the schools are low income schools. And they're basically just publicly funded by like the government. And there's not a lot of money that gets put into those schools. I want to say teachers don't really get paid that well either. And I feel like I didn't realize the impact that growing up in a low income community had on me until I got to college. Because when I was growing up, I thought I was learning what everybody else was learning across the United States.
Yeah.
I thought we were like on the same level, and it turns out,
yeah, I know.
I feel like it really depends on the area that you live and whether it's low or like middle class.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that until I got to college, because I remember my first day going into college, I got placed, I went to Cabrillo College and I got placed into, it's called like English 1. It's the first English class of your general ed that you have to take. And these students come in and they're speaking so highly in the English class.
Yeah.
And the teachers they're just having one-on-one conversations about the books they're reading and what we're talking. And I'm like, huh? Dude, I was so lost and I felt so stupid. And
I feel like college does that.
I felt so stupid. And I'm like, I thought we were on the same level. I still remember my first class. I literally thought, and I was like, am I in the wrong class? Did I get ahead of myself? And just reading all of the stuff that we had to read, there was words that I didn't understand. And then it made a huge impact on me. And I was like, oh my God, Like I was going to my schools thinking that I was like top tier.
Like at the same level.
Because I was in accelerated English in high school. So I was like, I got this college shit. I'm doing all my work. Bitch. I got to college and I felt stupid as fuck. And everybody else was doing so good. Everybody was doing amazing, understanding, speaking in all these crazy words. And I was like, I'm going back to high school. And I feel like it really showed me the impact of like growing in a low income community, what that had on me.
I feel like one thing I've heard a lot from like people when they go to college is that they get like imposter syndrome.
What's that?
Where, I mean, it can be applied to so many different areas in your life, but for this specific one, it's like, for example, I've known some people, especially in Berkeley, because I've been in Berkeley a few times, so I've talked to some people. They'll just say that once they got to Berkeley, they got like imposter syndrome, where exactly how you felt, where you're like, what the fuck, like I don't belong, like everybody else is hella smart, like I'm not as smart as them, like why am I here? Like you just start comparing yourself. God. I think that's the right term for that reason, that people say like it's imposter syndrome, that they're just like, dude, like why am I here? Like I think off the top of my head I can think of 5 different people who I know went to Berkeley. And they were like, dude, when I got there, I got like the worst imposter syndrome. Like I would walk around being like, why am I here? But it's exactly what you said. Like maybe like our education and like, for example, if we go back to Watsonville, like what we learned there, since it's like sometimes like the bar is set quote unquote lower, somebody who's doing like, you know, maybe at the same pace as like somebody else in a different state or something, they're going to be categorized in like our little city as like they're doing amazing, they're accelerated, but like then you'll get there and some people, for them that's like basic.
There's like, you barely learn that.
But nonetheless, that doesn't mean that you're not capable of being the, I mean, you're not what is it called? You're
a chingona. You're capable of being a chingona or a chingon.
And that's why you're there, no matter what the fuck it is.
Yeah. But it really does have to do with like our community and like where we grow up, because like if you think about it, if you compare it to like our low income family, our parents were working 24/7, babes. Like desde la mañana salían bien tarde, pobrecitos. All they had time was to shower, make dinner, and bond with us for a little bit, hang out, and go to schlap.
Yeah.
And like a different, like a middle class family, they probably were able to hire tutors for their kids. Like they're able to spend more one-on-one time with their kids, helping them. Yeah. And even the schools that they go to probably have more tutors.
Or not only that, but also like, for example, in our case, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, is like we're in school learning shit in English, and a lot of times our parents don't even
speak English.
I remember sitting there like trying to get my parents help, and they're like, or sometimes even unfortunately our parents didn't get not even as close to the education that we got.
Yeah.
So they'll sit there and they're like, I don't even know what you're looking at.
You know what? Like right now that I have my Travis, he is going into 2nd grade. But this whole 1st grade, I was helping him out with his homework, like for everything. And I know I was taking bilingual classes from kinder first, just kinder and first. I think 2nd grade I didn't, but I was like, how the fuck was I able to do homework by myself?
Because you were like fresh out the womb.
Because I barely knew English. I had a crazy accent when I was like growing up. My mom shows me videos and I had a really strong accent that I guess se me fue. Yeah. But I'm like, dude, how was I able to do homework alone? Because my parents didn't know English. And I was like, I don't know how the fuck I did it. And Travis was like, Mom, help me. Yeah.
There's like a little video of Yoatzi like saying she had just learned the days of the week.
Hey, that's what I'm thinking about.
It's cute though, but with her accent, she was like, Monday.
I could replicate it. I was like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
bitch.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, it was very those.
Days of the week.
Yeah, it was cute, but
my little accent.
It just shows though, because I feel like, I mean, for now, a lot of us Latinos are always categorized as like no sabos, but it's like unfortunate. It's like unfortunate because like when we came and started our education in like elementary school, I feel like both you and I kind of went through that.
Yeah.
Where our first language was Spanish.
Yes.
So we knew our Spanish, right? We weren't like hella fluent because we were still kids.
Pero sabemos, sí sabemos nuestro español.
Yeah, we were sí sabemos.
Sí se puede.
Mi gente latino.
Levante la mano.
But our Spanish was there and our English was not. But same thing, growing up in like a low income education, public school forms or whatever, a lot of our teachers were also just grabbed from anywhere that they could find teachers. So a lot of our teachers, like in elementary school, were white. So they didn't know Spanish. So, I mean, we've talked about this before where we weren't allowed to speak Spanish. We would get in trouble for speaking Spanish. We would get pushed into like those English speaking classes so we can get rid of the Spanish. And I feel like we let go of a lot of our Spanish because we had to learn English in order to, quote unquote, succeed in school.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, bitch, I feel like now a lot of people are like, please, we need bilingual students. But back then they were like, bitch, you're not bilingual. You're speaking English. Yeah, and it was only English. They didn't give a fuck about the Spanish. They didn't give a fuck about how fluent you were.
No.
I didn't start retaking Spanish classes up until my junior year in high school. And that's because you had to pick another language.
Another language, yeah.
But honestly, I feel like if I were the school president, I would get rid of like fucking learning Italian, all this other shit, because I took Italian because I just didn't want to take like Spanish. But I'm like, dude, I feel like all of us should be fucking. It's like I think it's the second most spoken language in the U.S. or something. But it's really important.
Spanish is so important now. Spanish and English go hand in hand.
Yeah, like literally
so
hand in hand.
Important.
But I feel like, we let go of a lot of like our Spanish and now we're no sabos.
You know what I just remembered? When I was in CSUMB, I had to go volunteer at a school. And we do a lot of community hours and we work at schools. And it teaches us a lot of things. And I knew I was going to be a kindergarten teacher. So I volunteered in a kindergarten class in Salinas.
Yeah.
And because CSUMB and Salinas were kind of close, not really, but. And me tocó una maestra americana. And she did not speak Spanish. Like, she spoke the tiniest bit of Spanish. And she had, like, 2 students that spoke, because it was kindergarten, that spoke no English. So she would have me, like, talk to them. She's like, can you tell them about, and pobrecita, ella sola, and it was me and then another teacher aide that would come sometimes. And she had, like, 25 students. I was going to say, there's hella. And sometimes she would get frustrated. She's like, oh, he's not getting what I'm saying. Can you please go talk to him? And I was like, yes. And I was like, ¿con qué te ayudo? Oh, my God, I remember the student one time. We had to write down in the little paper what we like to eat. Oh, it made me feel so cute. I was like, ¿Qué te gusta comer? And he didn't like to talk because he knew the teacher only spoke English.
So he was like, what's the point?
He didn't like talking.
Yeah.
And then he would just be like, And then I was like, ¿Qué te gusta comer? And I was like, pizza, una hamburguesa. And then he looks at me, he's like, sopita. I was like, oh, my love. I was
probably
like,
fideo too.
Yeah, no, it was. And I was like, ¿te gusta la sopita de fideo? And then he was just like, sí. And then I was like, ¿cuál te gusta? ¿Palitos o conchitas? And then he was just like, conchitas. I was like, oh, my love. And like, I was able to have a little convo with him. But anyway, that wasn't the point. The point was that the teacher era Americana. And the kids went on a break. And I remember I was having like a one-on-one conversation with her. And she was super fucking pissed. She was just like, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in this school. And then I was like, what do you mean? And then she's like, well, they're not hiring any more English speaking only teachers. She was like, they're kicking all of us out because they only want bilingual teachers now. Oh, she was so mad. Yeah. And then she was like, and I'm not going to go back to school and speak Spanish and like learn Spanish. She's like, I'm old. Like, I don't have time for that. I'm all talking for you.
I know. I got time for that. Fuck you. Now you're like, oh, we're going to
it was all the restitution videos that we
I know. I was like, what did she look like?
Estaba bien alta, flaquita, güerita la maestra. Nada que ver con Miss Fuchsia. But dude, pobre maestra, yeah, she was like, I'm not going to go back and like learn all that. And she was like, they're going to kick us all out because everybody only wants to speak Spanish nowadays. Like, she was so pissed. And she knew I was Mexicana and I was just there like, okay. Like, yo no la quería hacer enojar más, but she was fucking
should have blown her a kiss.
I was like, sorry about it. But I did kind of feel bad for her because I was like, she's been a teacher here for so long and now she fears that they're going to fire her.
Like, she's going to lose her job.
Because she doesn't know Spanish.
Yeah.
Vaya a aprender.
Maybe you sit her down.
A ver, yo le enseño aquí en el break.
Hola.
¿Cómo se llama?
Right now that you said that, you would like go do community service hours with like students and stuff.
Wait, are you gonna say the story then?
Fuck them kids. I'm just kidding.
Please share that story now. Oh, you guys are gonna laugh.
I also had to do community service.
Dude, it was part of CSUMB. Pinche CSUMB, all dramatic and shit. You had to, even if you were a liberal studies major, you had to a fuerzas volunteer at a school for like 20 fucking hours just to graduate.
No, bitch, I wish. It was 20. It was like 40.
It was 40 classes. Yes, or 40 hours.
And like, I fucking hated this shit because we also had to do community service hours in like, High school, which like I'm all for it, like here doing community service, like, you know, helping out. But I was just like, well, some of us aren't capable of being a teacher. So I was
and
like,
you had to go to school.
I know. So for me, like I had to choose like, fuck, why'd you tickle me?
It scared me. I was like, what is that?
My foot was behind the pillows, yo.
Dude, he's the size of the couch. So
I know, I was like,
yeah.
And that's because my leg was bent. So we had to do community service hours at an elementary school. And I was like, because de por sí, I was like, bitch, like, what am I going to teach these students? And I remember, so kids have no filter at all. And that's why kids scare me. But I remember I had to go to this elementary school to help them with like, what's it called? Like their homework and shit like that. And I was hoping that I would get like students in like, I don't know, maybe kindergarten, maybe first grade, where like they don't ask a lot of questions.
They're just cute.
But I got like the fully matured students who were like, I think I had like 4th and 5th graders.
Oh shit.
Or 3rd graders. Yeah, they weren't that much older. So I remember I went and dude, this at the time, I feel like I would wear really light makeup. I like maybe had like a little BB cream and like some highlight. Nothing crazy. I wouldn't wear lashes, like nothing like that. It was just something very casual. And I remember all these fucking chamacos. I'd be like helping them, be like, Mr. Castro, can you help me with my homework? And I'd be like, yes. And I'd be looking at it. I was like, what the fuck is? I swear, dude, I would sit there and be like,
I don't get it.
I don't get it. There's somebody outside our window.
May I go check? Really? Este se está durmiendo.
He's like, run.
What is it?
There literally is somebody outside.
La migra found
I'm
me.
scared.
Oh wait, it might be Mampa.
Oh,
Mampa.
it's my dad.
Yeah.
You guys are nasty.
Let's have Mampa. Mampa, véngase para acá y venga a decir hi.
You.
No, véngase para acá.
It was just my dad, you guys.
He scared us.
But yes, please. But okay, so I remember I'd be like helping them with their class, and he'd be like, "Are you wearing makeup?" And I was like, I'm like, "So what's 2 + 2?" They're like, "Makeup's for girls," and I was like,
"Shut up, chismocoso."
It was like it was because they're kids, and like a lot of times like they don't really like they're still like with those gender norms or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I was like, I'm not here to teach kids about what I identify as or my sexuality or nothing. I was like, just focus on your homework.
Yeah, like read here.
Yes, and they just asked me all these questions. I remember this one girl's like, "Are you gay?" And I was like,
"Oh my gosh!"
And mind you, dude, like I would go there like thinking that I was being like hella straight. So like,
and didn't you say that one of the mocosos was like, "Are you a boy or a girl?"
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I would go in there like, dude, because I was just like, okay, like I'm here to teach them about their class, not about like me or anything.
Right.
So I thought I would go dressed up like hella straight, like, and then I stopped wearing makeup eventually because I was like, oh my god, these kids are like,
they're
it's
ruthless.
becoming an distraction. So I remember one time I was just like there, and this kid's like, "Mr. Castro, are you a boy or a girl?" And I was like, "Yay!" And I was like,
"Pinches
listen,
chamacos."
I was like, "You just said Mr. Castro." I was like, "So what do you think?" No, but literally,
pinches mocosos.
I remember this one little girl, she would like run up to me in the playground and she'd be like, "My brother said being gay is bad." And I was like,
"Shut up, dude."
And I was like, "Okay."
I was like, "Well, your brother's gay too."
No, but like, and I wouldn't even be talking nothing about like anything about that. Cause like, again, you guys, like, yes, I'm sure these kids had questions about like my sexuality or like who I was, but like I wasn't there to teach them about anything
right?
about that.
That's not your fucking job.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, so I would always like avoid the question.
Would you just be like, ugh?
I don't even know, but I just wouldn't answer. I'd just be like, "Get back to your work." Like I would just try to like switch it up because I was just like, bitch, I'm not about to sit here and tell these kids about
Imagine
about
you
that.
all like sit in the middle and they all have questions. They're like, "Yes, what do you want to know about me?"
No, literally. And then I remember like later on, I was just like, "Oh my god, why am I here?" So not only was like, were they asking me like what I was or why I was wearing makeup or if I was a boy or a girl?
Oh my god!
But eventually they ended up finding like my YouTube channel somehow, and I was just like, "Oh
my
gosh!" So I remember they're like, "Mr. Castro, I found you on YouTube," and I was like, "Oh really?" And well, that's where I'd be wearing like full crazy makeup and stuff.
Pinches chamacos.
So then they'd be like, Mr. No, and then eventually because they saw my channel was like Louie's Life, they'd be like, "Louie, can I get a break?" Or just like, "Louie, can you help me?" And I was like, "I'm Mr. Castro." Because you have to like I guess I just had to have them call me Mr. Castro so like they learn like quote unquote respect or whatever.
And like boundaries.
And they'd be like, why? Because like,
Like,
so
shut up.
I would come in here trying to be super serious and just help them with their class. But like they would see all my mensadas in class. And like, I couldn't go to like my college and just be like, can I just like not do these community service hours? Because like they wouldn't understand or like give a fuck. But I was becoming a big distraction for the kids because they would ask me for like autographs, or they would pretend to need help with their homework. All of them would be like, Mr. Castro, Mr. Castro, Mr. Castro, like would call me. And I'd go and like, I need help with this one. And I'd be like, okay, so this says, and they're like, so are you uploading today? And I was like,
That's so
I
funny.
swear. And they'd be like, what are you filming tonight? And I was just like, that was around the time where like I was like making slime videos. And they'd be like, can you bring slime to the class?
Oh my God.
I was like,
you teach a slime class?
Yeah, no, literally.
Did the teacher never say anything?
Yeah, eventually like the teachers found out as well, but they just all thought it was like cool or whatever. Thought it was like funny. And they were just like, they're like, oh my God, the kids love you. And I was like, do they?
Oh, like they fucking hate me.
Yeah, but it was just like hella funny. And then like eventually, like when it was time for like recess, like I would play with them and like I would like have fun with them. So I eventually ended up getting like a nice little relation. Even the fucking stupid that was all. It's because the girl that asked me that her brother said like being gay was bad. She was a little puta, right? She was.
You know, some kids are like really fucked up.
I like
fucked up.
Her family was very much like putting homophobic shit in her head.
Oh my God.
Because she would always say like the most out of pocket shit to me. And I wouldn't like report her to the teachers or anything because I mean at the end of the day she's a kid. She's a
mocosa. Her frontal cortex is way before development.
But even like me, like as a like gay man, like I was just like, I'm sure a lot of questions. And like I tried not to like come at any of these kids because at the end of the day, kids are gonna have questions, they're gonna be confused. And although it wasn't my place to like educate them on anything like that, I just let it slide because I was just like, she just has a lot of questions. But yeah, she was a little bitch.
You're really patient, Louie. I feel like I would have been shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I think what just would remind me, I was like, they're kids.
They're fucking kids.
Yeah, but
you know, that's a good point. A whole nother topic for another day maybe. But it just goes to show how much parents really have like putting all those thoughts into the child's head. Yeah. It really molds the kids. Yeah. Because like Travis would never. Travis is such a respectful little boy, and I don't think he would ever be like, you a boy or a girl? Yeah. Like he would probably have that question in his head, and maybe he'll ask me, but he won't go up to you and ask you that. And he like, you know, I just feel like that's so disrespectful.
Yeah. Because there were students who like, I mean, they would just call me and be like, hey, Mr. Castro, or like, good morning, Mr. Castro, or like, so like just very casual. But it was that one girl that would always, and she would come up to me at the most random times. She's like, are you gay?
Hija tu chingada madre, if you know, ya creciste, ¿ontas?
Ya tienes sus pinches 15 años, a ver.
¿Ontas? Chamaca.
Yeah, because that was back in like, maybe like 2018.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long ass time ago, so she definitely has grown
ya creció.
She still watches.
I'm still watching right now. She's like, Mr. Castro, are you still gay?
No, you know what's so crazy? Are you still gay? I'm not gonna say the name of the school. I was about to, but I remember I got a DM actually not too long ago. They're like you used to work at blah blah blah, right? And I was just like, what the fuck? It was like so random.
What the fuck? The school?
No. It was like I don't know if they were like a student or already grown up, but like they had asked me. They're like, wait, you used to work at blah blah blah, right? And I was like,
Like, I don't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah, that was definitely like weird time.
I got to experience that a little bit too. Like literally my last year at CSUMB, we had to do more hours than you guys because it was actually our major. So every year I had to do a shit ton of hours. And one of the last schools that I did hours for was in Watsonville.
Really?
And
oh, what the heck? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it was really cute, but I went to go do some hours. I was already on YouTube. So there was 5th graders, 6th graders, y ya me conocían. So I just would go in all cash, and then kids walking down the hallway, I would hate going in recess because they'd be like, oh my God, Yoatzi.
Shut up.
Pinches mocosos. And they'd be like, hi. And I was like, go line up.
They don't take you serious.
They don't take you serious. And I would do my best to just be like, where are you supposed to be? Like, I remember I'm a teacher.
I know.
There was one time I was going into the office to like check in. And then these 2 little girls, they see me. They're like 4th graders. And they're like, oh, Yoatzi, oh my God, like, hi. And I was like, where are you supposed to be right now? And they're just like, oh my God. I'm like, where are you supposed to be right now? They're like, we're going to the bathroom. I'm like, go to the bathroom then.
That's like awkward because you like want to be nice to them because like they obviously love your stuff, but then you have to be like,
I had to be teacher mode when I was there.
Yeah.
So I had to be all maestra and like everything. And the teacher that I helped out was really nice. And the students also knew. But I would tell them like, we can talk about this on your break. And I was like, we'll talk about it on break. But right now let's focus on work. And like, you know, and they were a little older, so they were a little more understanding. Pero ay no, pinches chamacos.
yeah, they
were
literally
cute,
would not
though.
take you like serious.
Yeah.
Oh my God, now that I think about it, I've worked with so many kids.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, in high school, I did a lot of my community service hours in elementary school and then in college and then everywhere. I was just ran by.
You know what I
all these
remembered? One of the
students.
kindergarten classes too that I worked on. Just how tremendo kids are. La maestra me encargó this like group of little girls. It was like 5 little girls, super cute little girls. And then she was like, you take charge of these girls. Like we were in little groups. And we were doing little activities. And there was a closet of items that they weren't supposed to go in. And then I was like, girls, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. No hagan like bad stuff, okay? And they were like, okay. Bitch, I come back. They got into the teacher's drawer. They stole her Sharpies. And they wrote all over their face with Sharpies.
What the fuck?
Like they made little hearts. They like
How old?
on their
What
arm.
grade?
Kindergarten. Their arms and their forehead. And I was like, and then the teacher like wasn't paying attention. So I flipped the fuck out. And I was like, what am I going to do? And I was like, girls, we have to take this off of you. And they're like, why? And then I was like, it's permanent marker. Like it's going to burn your skin. Like I was trying to freak them out. They're like, oh my God. So that we like all ran to the bathroom and like I started washing their faces. Y no se les quitaba el pinche Sharpie.
It's all permanent.
I was so scared. And the teacher didn't get mad at me, thankfully.
Really?
She didn't get mad at me because
Oh,
she
they
was
fired
like,
you?
no, she was just like, they do this all the time. And I was like, oh my God. But I panicked so hard. I was like, she's going to get rid of me forever.
You thought it was like the first time and that they did it when you were there?
I was like, great. And she's like, no, they do that shit to me all the time. And I was like, oh my God.
Aw. No, yeah.
Kids are mean.
They're mean, but I mean, it's important to give a marriage again.
About being gay.
I know. I was like, unless you're gay, you'll be good. No, yeah, it's cute. And I feel like if it wasn't for me being a big ass distraction, I feel like I would definitely love to help students out because it's just I like elementary school.
Yeah,
as scary as it is for me, all right. But it's just they're like you think about it and you're like they're so little, they have so much ahead of themselves, they have so many questions. They're like I don't know, and like obviously with me, I saw how important it was for a teacher to really care at such a young age. So if it wasn't for like me being on like social media or being gay, all right, I would just hide it better. Yeah.
I had a question before I forget.
Yeah.
So what would you have done? I don't feel like I've fully ever asked you this. Like for real, what would you have done if you wouldn't have gone into social media?
I don't know. All right.
Because I don't think you ever had a plan.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously was going to school to study cinematography, cinematic arts. So, but that's why I like question it. Because I went to school for that and it was what I enjoyed doing. But in college, they dimmed my light. They went. And that's why it was a little bit easier to drop out. Because in high school, it was still very much like they were letting me have fun with like editing and doing all this stuff. But the moment I went into college, it was like you need to follow the books.
Ew.
It was so stupid. Like I remember in high school, we were learning like Final Cut Pro and like the new softwares to edit videos.
Yeah.
Like the newest of the newest. I remember we had like the freshest.
I remember Final Cut Pro.
Yeah, like all the, and we had Adobe Premiere.
Adobe Premiere Pro, sickening.
And when I went into college, we were using an old ass program that I didn't know. And I remember like the teacher was like, I know this is like a really old program. They're like, but it's still like, I guess that's like what the school had like offered. They're like, so we're going to have to like do this. And I was like,
bitch.
What? So I already knew the newest of the newest softwares. And I knew how to use them and it was super easy for me. But she even had to like apologize to us saying like we had to like go back and relearn this new one.
Absolutely not. That's
so I remember everybody
stupid.
there was like, hello. And yeah, but I remember college really kind of dimmed that. Cause like I feel like they took away my creativity.
Yeah.
We were going through the books. We had to like, I remember I was having fun with like my editing. And like, I remember we had this one class. And I had so many different ways of like wanting to produce this one video. It was like different angles and like I wouldn't say I was amazing, but I feel like I was pretty good. And I remember we like tried producing this film and we all had to do it exactly the same, followed by like the books and like if it was any like off, we would get points taken. So it was just very much like
it very dims your light. And I feel like there's certain majors that I feel like going to school for them is so stupid and so pointless.
Yeah.
Like for example, say you want to become a video editor. Bitch, you can learn all that and more on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
now you can.
For free. Well, besides buying your program. But like, yeah, and I feel like going to school for stuff like that is so pointless.
Yeah, I don't know. If it wasn't for social media, I low-key think I would have still finished my degree for the sake of my parents. Because my parents obviously pushed it on us so hard. And the only reason I got to take it out was because I was already making a good amount of money. So I had like a different path to follow. But if it wasn't for that, I definitely feel like I would have finished college. I don't think I would have went the cinematography route, like going into movies. Okay. But I definitely think I would have done something more like music videos or because I love music and I love creativity. Yeah. So I definitely like sometimes I sit there and I'm like, I feel like I would have tried to go on my own route where like start my own business, or I would have like just done something where I could still be creative but produce sickening ass content. But I definitely would have been behind the camera. Not in front.
Not in front of it. Damn, that would have been different.
I love editing and I love like, even now, I don't know if you noticed, but like since we're filming TikToks, I hate this about myself. If we're filming TikToks and stuff, like I have to film it because I already know how I see it in my head.
Like he sees it in his head. He's like, give me that shit.
Yes, and if it's not like that, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But
he has like a vision.
Yeah, so I definitely feel like that's maybe the route that I would have gone. Or somewhere with like just hustling, making money.
Drug stuff.
Bitch, fuck you. I'm
like, well, hey, you want that mota? I got you, fool.
If it pays the bills. Just kidding.
Bitch, no.
Oh, Mickey. Like, you would have worked at Disney.
My voice still hasn't came back. Nothing can stop us now.
But that was a good topic.
Yeah, talking about schools and all that good shit.
Whatever your path is or wherever you're heading to, just believe in yourself. If you're still in school, that's amazing. Keep working towards your dreams.
Finish high school.
And if you're getting your degree, keep pushing yourself. And if you weren't able to continue your education to do something else, that's fine too. I feel like just as long as, you make your money and you can take care of yourself, I feel like don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah. Follow your dreams, make a plan, and, make your dreams come true. Do it, babes.
Yeah.
This is your sign.
Again, for all the graduates, congratulations.
You guys are fucking baddies. You guys are top tier.
Yeah, we may be pretty not smart, but we still appreciate the smarts.
Yes.
Or those of you who are both.
Can't be us.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Pretty Not Smart.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.